All right, to all you guys that think that you can't run full synthetic oil in a new car, in an old car, I believe you can run full synthetic oil in any car. Here you have a high mileage Toyota with a 4-cylinder engine, and as you see, it's running really good. What kind of oil do you run in this engine?
It's got Mobil 1.
Mobil 1. Wow, good choice.
530.
Mobil 1 530. How many miles do you have?
It's 1,000 over. It's like 6,000 miles on it.
So, you're 1,000 over. So you're 6,000 miles. So you're 1,000 over. So you're doing a 5,000 mile oil change interval. That's not bad with Mobil 1 full synthetic, but you know, it would be better to keep up with the with the 5,000. But that's not terrible with full synthetic. Wow. So what were you saying about it burns less oil with the full synthetic?
I ran Castrol GTX and I noticed that I would need to add oil only after like 1,000 miles. But this oil, I can probably go the whole 4,000 only at a quart. 5,000, I mean.
Right. And I recently did a video about full synthetic oil, and a lot of guys were saying don't run it in a high mileage engine.
That's not
My thing is, every engine or every oil is different, and I think that if you had a real thin full synthetic oil, then maybe not a good idea. Wow, that's all it used? Did you add any oil?
I've added a almost a quart in 5,000, and it's a half quart low. So
what's really crazy is
startups.
Well, this engine only has what you said, 148,000 miles.
This is the same oil from last winter.
You said 148,000.
Yep.
I think if it had full synthetic its whole life, it wouldn't be burning any oil. If it had full synthetic, because you don't know
it could possibly burn a little or leak a little out of the valve cover gasket. It's recommended I do that, but I don't know. It's like $100.
Right? Does it leak anything on the ground?
No.
But you noticed that it burned less with the Mobil 1 oil.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I would recommend Mobil 1 for a high mileage engine. I had a high mileage vehicle. It had like 160,000 miles, 170,000 miles. That motor saw 200,000 miles running Mobil 1. I started Mobil 1 around 123, 124, and it got to 200,000. That was a V8 Infinity. But it's really interesting to see that you've seen less oil consumption with Mobil 1 oil. Why do you notice that it runs better at all compared to was it Castrol? Was it conventional oil?
Conventional GTX.
So did it run better once you went to full synthetic?
It sounded a little smoother, I guess.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, I believe it. That's impressive. I think it's a good thing to do. I mean, you know, if you want your vehicle to last you a little bit longer, I know it's a little bit debatable if you should spend the money for the Mobil 1 oil for a older vehicle, but in my opinion, if you're dependent on that vehicle and if it's critical for it to keep running, I would recommend running Mobil 1 in it, you know, but keeping up with the oil changes, like 5,000 miles is a good place to be for your oil changes. Maybe not stretch it out to 10,000. I wouldn't recommend that, but you know.
I got the mid-grade filter.
How clean is it inside? Like when you open up the oil cap, can you tell if you could see a little bit? It's not bad. Well, it's not too bad from what we can see. It's got a little sludge. So I'm thinking whoever had this vehicle before, they probably didn't put a high quality oil in it, which is probably why, because 148,000 miles, you shouldn't see really any consumption.
This car was neglected. It had nothing was done, all original suspension. The oil was black.
Wow.
Got it for $1,000. Probably overpaid,
but when you're dependent on your car, it's worth it, in my opinion, to go ahead and use a full synthetic. And I highly would recommend Mobil 1. I think some of the other ones might be a little thin, but I think Mobil 1 is a good place to be.
Put the fuel filters up here in these things instead of down there in the fuel line.
I feel like it'll keep going for a while, for a good.
I want you to tell me which mount I need, though. That's why it's a little loud. I'm going to put the car in reverse and drive it.
Oh, it needs an engine mount?
Trans mount,
Mobil 1. All right, I gotta go. Thanks for letting me shoot that video. I'll see you Monday.